Okay, welcome along, friends. Today we're talking about connecting with the broader self, the soul, your higher self, whatever you want to think of it. I tend not to use the term higher self, it implies it's up there when it's not. We need to get rid of all those limiting ideas. So we're going to talk, say, broader self. That's a much more, that's a much easier way that allows you to access it. So it's part of you, you're part of it, but it's just a broader personality. It has more information. It sits outside of physical reality, but it is a soul. So you're a soul within physical reality. This is a portion of your soul outside of physical reality. That's it. And the reason that we think of it as higher, which I say I don't like that term, because it has more information, basically. And when we tend to tune into that broader part of ourselves, it feels really good. And this is where the idea of religions has not done anybody any favors at all. That you've got to go up to heaven or down to hell and all that stuff, all that nonsense. You need to try and throw that all away and begin to recognize that your ability to tune into your broader self is something you do every night when you dream. It's perfectly natural. You are part of it and it is part of you. So when you think about your body, my fingernail is part of my body. It's not any better or higher or lower just because it's a small fingernail. It's part of my body and valuable and essential and unique. And that is the same way with consciousness. So another concern that people have is this idea of evil energy, and that's also a nonsense. And the idea of evil energy, bad energy, all that kind of stuff, it's very new agey. New Age is stuck on that, and hopefully it will let go of that sooner rather than later. But these are religious ideas. They're really it's a money-making scheme, really created by religions to say that you can't access your broader self or all that is, or God, whatever you want to call it. You've got to go through the religion and through the teacher and through the monk and through the kind of vicar or whatever, and that's the only way you can access it safely. Okay, now that is an absolute nonsense, and the more we move into a broader understanding of reality, the more nonsense that will be. So that is a nonsense. If you find yourself if you've been taught to kind of protect yourself with white light or put salt around all that kind of stuff, I guarantee I've been doing this since I was 3 years old. That is also a nonsense. They're just belief systems based on fear. So once we get that out of the way, then we can have a think about that this broader self is part of you and you're part of it. So we're going to take you on a journey now as part of a kind of hypnotic trance. And hypnotic trance is one of the fundamentally easiest and best ways to access, to manifest, to access your broader self or other parts of yourself, past and future lives, to access your manifesting abilities, your subconscious, your body consciousness. So we're all hypnotized into thinking we can't do things, and we need to re-hypnotize ourselves to let us know that we can and that we're safe to do so. So what I want you to do is, if you are driving and you're interested in taking this journey, then just pause this right now or add it to favorites. And when you get home later on, then you can sit quietly and snuggle up on the couch or whatever it would be. But this is a journey. It's not going to take long. The main barrier to this is fear. It really is. And once you can just relax and just allow yourself to take the journey, then what will happen is you will begin to have different experiences. So let me explain those. If you think about the world, the outer world, physical world, and this inner journey we're going to take, we're going to get involved with two different sets of senses. Excuse me. The first set is that we deal with is the five senses, and we're going to take those out by closing our eyes and relaxing. And what we're going to do is activate the inner senses, which are kind of counterparts of our physical senses, to allow us to connect in. We're going to activate those. They're always activated, but we're going to become conscious of them. And when we become conscious of them, we realize there's information outside of physical reality, just as there's information within physical reality, and both are valid. Both are valid. So we've got the outer senses, the five senses, and the inner senses. And so that's the journey we're going to take. So what I want you to do now, and I'm just going to slow everything down, is find yourself somewhere nice and relaxed to sit down, lie down. And when we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this journey. So just allow yourself to get all snuggled up, You don't have to sit in a lotus position or stand on your head or do downward facing dog. None of that is necessary for this. You're simply going to be tuning into your broader self quite easily, quite naturally, without any ritual or any spiritual shenanigans. So close your eyes, focus on the sound of my voice, and we're going to slow everything right down now. Okay, we're going to take a nice deep breath, and I want you to close your eyes, not because there's anything weird or wonderful going on, but because it's easier to disconnect from the outer senses, the five senses, with our eyes closed and once we relax. That's really the only reason. So take a nice deep breath. And I want you to just focus on the sound of my voice. And by focusing on the sound of my voice, I'm going to lead you easily, I'm doing it right now, with the intention to connect with your inner senses. Your inner senses are the counterparts of your five senses. They're your senses within non-physical reality that sit just outside of your five senses. You use them all the time, you just don't know it. So I want you to relax, focus on the sound of my voice, and I want you to just allow yourself to drop into your chest, drop into your belly, drop into your legs, drop into your feet. And your intention now is to activate your inner senses and to connect with your broader self. This may take a little bit of practice, but even just having the intention, and I can feel the energy within me now, you may feel a different state, a different sensation within yourself, around you, above or below you. And if so, whatever you sense, this is the five senses dropping away and the inner senses becoming activated. And I want you to remember on this journey that your broader self doesn't look like anything. It has no form, but it may come to you in a form, and that's cool. But I want you to not put your ideas upon this process, just allow the ideas to form within you. And I want you to recognize that you can step outside of physical reality. I want you to imagine within your subconscious, I'm opening up a doorway with you, talking to your subconscious, your inner senses, and your broader self now. My energy's really changed now because I'm doing that, and that door is opening, and it's getting brighter. I can always see a brighter light in there for some reason. I want you to step through that doorway and invite in the connection with your broader self. It's as easy as that. Always there for you. Now your inner senses are growing and they're getting more acclimatized. But like the use of any senses, when we were a child, we needed to learn how to walk and we stumbled. So I don't want you to judge anything on this first initial journey into inner reality. This is just the starting point. I want you to let go of fear now. Take a deep breath, let it go, and allow yourself to step fully through that doorway. And the doorway's getting wider and wider and wider so that you're fully through into this broader state of consciousness. I want you to invite your broader self in, just like that. Just do that easily and effortlessly. Now, I just want you to sit with it for 30 seconds. And just notice what you notice. Turn up the inner senses. Allow yourself to see or feel or hear. This video is going to run out of time, so I want you to bring yourself back. I want you to leave the doorway open. Remember that you have access to your inner senses. Remember that you can drop the five senses anytime you like by just taking this journey, taking some deep breaths. You come back to the body. Open your eyes and you're back in the five senses. But I want you to check inwardly because your inner senses are now activated quite safely. And you can take this journey anytime you like. Get more skilled at it. Don't judge it yet because you haven't been doing it very long. But I promise you over time, you'll be able to get very skilled at connecting with your broader self and allowing that broader self to guide you. That's it. Have a great day. Follow along for more.